Alright, let's talk about it. Everyone is spamming in the chat. FNATIC POBY, FNATIC POBY, FNATIC POBY all the time. Yes, guys. FNATIC assigned POBY. It's the whole Twitter right now is losing their minds. I saw like LS tweeting, what the fuck are they doing this? I saw like this person, that person. Yeah, well, what am I even supposed to comment, guys? FNATIC is a former shell of itself. Their decision making has been horrible for the past God knows how many years. The trend continues to be the same. I don't know why they fucking took POBY. I don't know, man. I don't really watch like Academy, right? But I just refuse to believe there's not a mid laner that they could have taken for the same amount, because let me tell you, POBY is obviously signed on the lowest salary. There's no way you can tell me like they couldn't have taken some other, Academy mid laner that's better. Because it's not like POBY is like this new young prospect or something like that. Like he's been the same for a lot of years now. He's not a very good player. I don't know, man. I feel like players from EU are a lot better as well. Now, obviously, like FNATIC is very limited in their options. It's not like they can magically pull an EU player out. Like, for example, a lot of EU players, like some of them, like you can't obtain visa for, depending on what country they're from. He's only 19, by the way. Yeah, but it doesn't matter that he's only 19. My point is that he's been playing for a long time competitively. And by now, if he was good, he would have shown it. That's my point. Like, it doesn't matter if he's 19. Okay? If you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not. And he's been in the academy scene now for like, what, 3-4 years now? Like, at this point, like, it's just obvious that this guy will not be the next prospect from Korea. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, like, so it's not mega easy for FNATIC to just, find someone that, but at the same time, like, I still think this is just bad. Like, this is just bad. I can for sure find you an ERL mid that is just better to take or better to gamble or maybe even an academy mid. This is just bad. Also, for any FNATIC fans watching, remember how FNATIC had a person to scapegoat for all the bad decision making and then FNATIC pulled the PR stunt out? The person is leaving. And now FNATIC fans are like, what are we going to blame now, right? Before we set La Formula, what are we going to blame now? Well, my sources tell me that was just a massive PR stunt. You can connect the dots. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Isn't it crazy that FNATIC used to have this reputation of being good at scouting, which by the way was never the case. They just got lucky because they had the winning rosters and the winning players, and the winning players attracted other good players to join. That's the whole thing that was happening. It was the TSM effect. They were never good at actually scouting. But in any case, they had the narrative of, picking up talents here and there, and then always, European talents, this and that. And for how many years now have they just done disgustingly awful decisions? I mean, I can name you so many decisions that are just disgusting. Overpaying players like 1 million. Buying out players for 400,000 for no reason. Replacing Hylissang with a support that played 2 games at Worlds. I don't know, man. How many of these decisions? Keeping the same roster for like 3 years. When they scouted you, was that good scouting? No. It wasn't. It was horrible scouting. And let me tell you why. The reason why it was horrible scouting is not because they took me. It's because the only reason why they took me is because I gambled it. Back then, FNATIC was mega slow at the off-season. Every other team was pushing me to sign. Every other team had everything locked in. And I kept telling people, no, because I gambled on the fact that FNATIC will not have a mid laner. So they only took me because I said no to every other team that was offering me like 3 times the money that FNATIC offers me. So yeah, their scouting was fucking horrible because they need like 50 years to make a move. And the other names that they were trying to pick up besides me were all bad as well. So if I didn't sign with FNATIC would have legit signed a horrible mid laner. That's the truth, guys. No ego. Second thing we gotta talk about is G2 at MSI. G2 at MSI is a hot topic right now. Yesterday G2 went somehow 3-2 at MSI, and honestly they might have as well lost the series. Now let me be completely honest. I did not watch all the games, but I did tune in a little bit, and I do have some things to say. First of all, I had a very bad feeling in game 1 already. Like, in game 1 of Champions Select, I had a very bad feeling about G2. But they did manage to win that game. And then I kind of stopped watching and I realized that they actually no, they managed to lose that game, never mind. But yeah, they managed to go and then second win, third game, and then they managed to almost lose fourth game, and then fifth game happened, which I didn't really watch. But the reason why I had a bad feeling in game 1 of Champ Select is because G2's meta really is just awful. I mean, I can go over their drops, but I generally think I have no idea what they're doing. Honestly, just I don't understand what they're doing. Like, there's one thing to play bad. So first of all, if you're in a best of 5 at MSI, if you play bad individually, the first game, it's acceptable, in my opinion. Because the first game is the game that you first time are in the stage and you're getting used to everything and this and that. Like, a lot of players will play very bad first game, and then from game 2 onwards, they're gonna play a lot better. So I actually don't mind that if they played bad first game. But what I actually mind is their meta read. I think that their meta read is horrible. Genuinely. Just the way they're drafting every series, they're just drafting in a way where I think they're just gonna get smashed by every team. Now there's also this drama, right, where Broken Blade picks Warwick and then he gets solo killed like 3 times or something, and then he runs it down and loses the game, and then he goes into an interview and says that we're gonna see Warwick again, that the champ is strong, but I'm not really behind. I don't really agree with the Warwick hype or with the Warwick. Like, the champ is conditionally good for sure. I just think at this point everybody expects G2 to play it, and like by now players have gotten a lot more practice or will expect a lot more what the champion can do than before. So I just don't think it's gonna have the same effect as it did in the initially when he first time played it. So I would have just completely dropped this champion. But besides Warwick, I mean, we can go over their drafts. I just genuinely don't like what they're doing. Game 1 draft. I mean, I'm just gonna go game by game really fast. Let me tell you, like, so first of all, I think they draft really badly, but a lot of times the enemy team, which is Fury in this case, also drafts badly, so they're just handshaking bad drafts, and they're not getting punished for it. So what I don't like about this draft already, like, on the first 3 picks, I already don't like it. First of all, Kai'Sa, like, they're obviously drafting a very, like, simple point-and-click engage team comp that a lot of teams have played before. I just think this type of team comps are a lot weaker nowadays because a lot of these champions got worse. Now, Ahri is a good champion, and I like handshaking Ahri into Taliyah. I think it's a winning matchup for Ahri, and I think Ahri is good into Xin and Aatrox as well, so I don't mind the Ahri part. But I do mind the Vi and the Kai'Sa. I think both these champs are mega overrated. And then if you go forward, like Warwick on 4, we don't have to talk about it. Now we have our Poppy on 5. Like, Poppy here, it's probably not too bad. Get some value from dashes here, so I can see the Poppy pick. It kind of does neutralize, and Poppy will always have value because Poppy by default is just an OP champion. Her ult is just too much value. Oh wait, I can just go on this VOD and see all the drops better here, right? So this is the first game. Now let's see the second game. So the second game, I already have things that I really don't like. Like, first of all, Warwick's first pick, I think mega overrated champ. I think Maokai into Wukong is good. I don't mind this. This is fine. Even though you can argue that Wukong can block the Maokai ult with W, I still think Maokai is fine. And Maokai is always just a solid champ. Alistar on 3, really weird. Like, Warwick blinding Alistar on 3. And then they have a Rel handshake. This doesn't make any sense. Any good team will pick Bard here on 4. But for some reason, Bard is not being played in Pro League. Like, and then what did they pick? Warwick and Corki. So first of all, like, Corki meat, not a big fan. I know, like, there's this new build, which I never tried, but in general, just not a fan of Corki. Corki reminds me of being this, like, new Ezreal, where he's just solid at everything and kind of, like, good power, mid-game power spec champ. It does fit in the comp at least, like, cohesively, it makes sense in the team comp, and it's a fine matchup and everything. It's just, like, a very standard, boring draft, IMO. It's like a poke draft meets I don't know what. Cassante B5 makes no sense, I don't know. Like, a lot of times the teams they play against also drop badly, right? Then we go to game 3. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Annie R2. Like, I think Annie is like the C-tier mid laner. 25.13, this is also the patch where Annie got nerfed. If you look at the fights that happened this game, like, I watched a lot of the fights this game. Annie ults somebody, kills them, and then she gets insta one-shot after. This champion is just mega bad. I just can't accept behind Annie. Like, I think this champion is too bad to be drafted even in Fearless gameplay. Genome 4, Trundle R1 is good. I think Trundle is OP champ. Nautilus. So this is like the thing about G2. A lot of their players have, some of their players have very like narrow champion pools. Labro is one of them. Like Labro is just way too much of a Nautilus, Rel, and Blitz player. And then if you put them off these champs, he just doesn't perform as well, IMO. So this is just like a comfort pick. But I like, why would you ever pick Nautilus into Lucian Nami? I think it's just bad. And then Enemy drops a horrible champion named Oriana instead of like 50 better champs in the game. And then Orm B5, R5. I don't really see this either. I mean, it's just such a neutral pick. But then again, like, what would your R5 here? I guess you don't have a lot of options. I guess the Orn is fine. Although I'm a big Orn hater. And then we go to game 4. I think this is also a horrible job by G2. Like, why are we drafting Kalista? I genuinely think Kalista is probably the worst League of Legends champion right now. Now, of course, like, I know why they're drafting Kalista. It's Han Sama, and Kalista is like his favorite champion. But like, and obviously he's good at it. But the champ is just so fucking bad. Like, also, like, this is just a losing draft, right? Like, Nefiri B1, which is just not good. Enemy response with Nocturne, which is good into Nefiri. And then we draft champions that don't even have value into Nocturne, so the Nocturne pick gets more empowered. And then a nice Ashe slam and a nice... wait, also, they drafted Kalista into Ashe. It's like, it's the opposite. People pick Ashe into Kalista. What are we doing? What are we doing? And then Seraphine, obviously like a good neutralizer, good scaler, and does well into this. Also, drafting Nico on 25.13 trolling as well. Like, Nico and Kalista, they're like the worst champions in competitive play right now. Legit. Nico after the nerf, she's not even a lane bully anymore. Every support can easily survive lane, and then she's just useless after. Or she's just an ult bot, and that's it. And then, okay, you know... And then, okay, here's where it gets worse. For some reason... I mean, Labro is just not a Nico player, which is just obvious. Like, as I mentioned, he's a Naut, Rel, and Blitz. These are his best 3 champions. So for Labro, I guess they flexed the Nico mid lane, which... Should I ramble about how Nico is a horrible mid laner or what? Like, there's a reason why this champion is only played support. Because this champion falls off a cliff, and at least it has some value in support via lane kingdom plus ult botting. You might as well put her in support because the value that the champion brings is identical / bigger on support than it is on mid lane. While you don't waste a carry slot on Nico on mid lane, instead you can pick a carry champion that actually utilizes golden XP better. Right? So we flex the Nico mid to save Labro, which is just like, why? He should just play Nico here on bot lane. It makes no sense to pick Blitz, and then we have a Nico mid. Appa baiting EU. I mean, Appa's champions are bad. Like Ziggs and Nico and whatever Appa plays, this and Aesol, these are just all bad champions right now. Renekton, this is a fine pick. IMO, I can't complain about Renekton. And we pick Sion, which is really good. Like, you pick Sion, right? You pick Sion. Who is going to kill? Who on left team comp can kill Sion in this game? Who? They have 0 champions that deal with Sion. Of course Sion's gonna become unkillable. If G2 doesn't go 5k gold ahead in 5 minutes, this game is over, man. There's no win condition here. It's over. I mean, I would just never draft like this. Now, here's where it triggers me even more. Like, their meta read is so bad. Like, at least it's completely opposite of what I think is good. Every single game, in the first 3, they draft champions that I just think are not good. Like, Senna. I didn't think Senna was good before the nerfs. I think she's way more horrible after the nerfs. And they're B1ing Senna. The brown pick is good. I like that at least. The brown pick is good. Yon, it's okay in game 5 of Fearless. I think it's okay to pick. And then what? And then we have what? Jarvan and Gragas, and enemy team picks Nar, B5. I mean R5. Because these teams are horrible and they don't know what to pick into Gragas. And then Lilia I also think is overrated. So like Fury also is like kind of dog shit draft IMO. So here I think G2 actually wins this draft, even though the way they pick the first 3, they should be losing the draft, but enemy team just counter trolls and picks bad champs as well, and then GG. I guess they picked Gragas because they wanted an AP champion. Right, that's the logic. I guess in that sense, the Gragas pick is probably not too bad. I mean, this is probably one of their most acceptable drafts in this series. So it doesn't surprise me that they won game 5, I guess. I just think their meta read is horrible, so I'm not hopeful about G2. if like, then this is because not even, this is mostly because of their first 3 priorities. Like you can see which champions they prioritize and what role in the first 3 of every game, and I just think it's very wrong. So so my prediction is having G2 is just gonna get slammed by every good team. Just not looking hopeful. They might be hiding picks against better teams. Yeah, but it's not like you're hiding, like, bro, we're talking about the most meta champions, you know what I mean? It's not like you're hiding picks at that point. If you're hiding picks, you're hiding picks in game 4, game 5 of Fearless. You're not hiding it in the first 3 games, which, in my opinion, they had very bad drafts or very bad priorities. It's just cope.
But Neymar, who's winning the real finals here, Gam versus Fur?
Yes, guy in chat, meta read can happen throughout the tournament, right? Like G2 might tomorrow or today, whenever they play, they might actually realize, hey, we're drafting pretty bad champions, we have wrong meta read, maybe we're gonna pick something different. Yeah, that might happen, but I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful.